Hey, welcome back to Squads from the Playground. Charleston White calls out Whack 100. This is over the Blueface versus Chibu fight. Brand Risk, Aiden Ross, Chibu whoop thing. Let's get into the content, bro. Drop it in the comments.
And Whack 100 is full of shit. That say, listen, I was ringside, man. Listen, that Blueface lost that fight fair and square. Normally they fight 4 rounds. Brand Risk allowed Whack 100 and Blueface to add an additional 2 rounds to make it fair. So they ain't putting that part in. Now come on, Whack. See, this is why I told Aiden, man, don't do nothing with them gang banging California niggas. I tell everybody in the hip hop, man, stay away. Every time you do something with them LA, it's always trouble. It's always a problem. They're always trying to bully and strong arm something. From the minute that the LA got there, they've been trying to bully and strong arm. They've been trying to bully and strong arm Aiden Ross from the beginning. That's how they tried to bully Aiden to get me over there to the house. So Whack thought he was gonna slam me around. It didn't go that way. They've been trying to bully Aiden Ross forever, man. I swear to God. This probably one of the best Brand Risk events. Man, let me just say this. I ain't never had no problem getting paid by Aiden. Everybody that I brought to Aiden have not had a problem getting paid. I brought at least 6 different people to Aiden Ross. Everybody's gotten paid. Now all of a sudden it's a problem with the LA. The LA was betting and lost. Sore loser. Them sore losers, homie. Nah, man, I'm just gonna be real, man. Whack, you wrong, man. Blueface is a hoe. They're crying, man. And they crying because Chibu whooped him. I told everybody from the beginning, man, before the fight. Blueface been fighting 19, 20 seconds in jail, prison. Nigga ain't been fighting 2 minutes. Chibu been fighting 6, 7 months back to back. Y'all thought this was gonna be an easy walk. And then what? Oh, that spanked you. Take your ass whooping like a man. You caught the fade, you lost the fade. Just get you another fade. But what makes you think? Foolish. This is why nobody likes doing business with the dumbs. These are dumb gangbangers. They don't have marketing degrees. They don't have any management degrees. They don't have any media skills, any media training. They can't articulate properly. Man, this nigga been in prison smoking Tunchi.
It sounds about right, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. He took the ass whooping and he was paid properly. You know what I mean? Bro thought he was going to get in there with that big boy and handle him, you know what I mean? But he didn't know Chibu had something up his sleeves. He'd been training for 7 months for this, bro. He took the fight very serious. Now, as far as Blueface telling, look, dude, I ain't never just liked him. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't never just liked him. It's like he always been faking the funk. And I know a lot of people don't think, bro, he's hating. Keeping it real ain't hating, fam. What I seen in that ring, Blueface against Chibu, it showed me something. That he wasn't really outside like talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Most people jump off the porch. Really when it's some gang shit or some street shit, by 12, 13, you know what I mean? You learn how to get you a little squabble in, you know what I mean? But what I seen was bruh don't got nothing, you know what I mean? Bruh did everything the trainer told him to do. Didn't mix in a team from the street. Street fighting, nigga, like you didn't mix in nothing. The 2-piece, the 3-piece, you know what I mean? The lean in, the lean back, you know what I mean? Come on, the swerve, you know what I mean? Come on, man, nigga, yeah, I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like it. Well, I did like it. Why? The nigga beat Blueface out of his boxer shorts, fam. Like, that was legendary, fool. Yeah, it was a legendary ass whooping, bro. Bro put them things on that nigga. Like I said, he forever changed Blueface because I can't even see him the same. Look, bro, anybody with 2 hands, matter of fact, 1, anybody with a hand can pick up a gun and pop it. You know what I mean? Real shit. And nigga don't think about the consequences till after. But what can you do when you got to use your hands and learn how to survive among men? If you're anything like Blueface, probably not a goddamn thing, bro. Why? You want to sucker punch a nigga. You want to snuff a nigga. You looking for the sneak, fam. But you got to be able to go from the shoulders. And when I say from the shoulders, I mean mano a mano, man to man. Look at a nigga whites in a nigga eyes. You know what I mean? Really, don't hit a nigga from the back. Look, shout out Blueface. I don't know if he'll ever get in the ring again. I'm gonna be honest with you. What I seen telling me something, bro. Like, it ain't for you. Why? You too technical, motherfucker. Yeah, cuz you too technical. You get in that bitch and do exactly what the trainer do this, swing from the hips. My nigga troll them hoes. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. When you see you getting your ass whooped, that when you troll them hoes, try to get the fight over with, nigga. You know what I mean? Charlie White, chicken shit Charlie, I guess he's officially back to YouTube because he's back to talking. And guess what? I'm enjoying it, nigga. It's Saturday night. We podcasting. Guerrilla podcasting means I'm at work. Yeah, I'm doing all type of shit, nigga. Yeah, the money doesn't stop. Yeah, the scars from the playground doesn't sleep. I must go on and go on and go on and keep going and keep going and keep going until I'm gone. You know what I mean? Gone from where, Scars? From the hood, nigga. Yeah, gone from the hood. I don't live in the hood now, but it's still a way of life. I'm trying to get all the way out the way of life. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, man. Look at this. The numbers looking funny since the community strike. But guess what? It doesn't matter. The money is not important. The money is not important because I know goddamn well they hear me. You know what I mean? Being honest, just being real. Can't stay long. Gotta go. Myth-ho. Drop it in the comments, nigga. If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. J. Cole, Jermaine Cole, speaks on apologizing to Kendrick Lamar and everything he went through because of it. Let's get into the content, drop it in the comments.
The apology, the 5 minutes, the 5 hours before, was it something that you had really thought of and planned? No. Or did you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before.
Okay.
But before that, I was stressing the fuck out but in the moment that the idea came to me, like via God, it's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, you know, to tell you the 2 or 3 days before that, it was like, oh my, nah, this is terrible because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, right. But just to answer your question, that shit had me feeling terrible because I'm like, oh my God, like this shit is nasty. This shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it, when I was doing it, it made sense. Actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, like we were just talking about, I chose to do something that didn't align. It's like putting on the fucking, outfit, the Versace sweater or whatever. In a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it. Like literally, like my whole demeanor, my whole shit, my wife could tell. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go on this stage and like come out here and pretend. Almost like people think that I'm represented. Mike Delete Later had just dropped. It's the biggest news. Not saying Mike Delete Later is, but just the drama of all of this is the biggest news happening. And I'm coming out as a representative of what the fuck they just heard. It's like, oh nah. So an hour before it was like, oh, aha. Like, yo, in a very loud manner, you know, on a very public forum on your album, you said some shit you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on a bigger forum, you know what I mean? A bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. And in that moment, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Like, I told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't telling nobody else. I was like, yo, this one I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? Like she knows, and she saw how it was weighing on me the 2-3 days before that. She could see in my whole energy, and she would even ask me, and I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. Like, so when I go and do it, I felt even better than I felt knowing I was going to do it. I felt like, if you'd have seen me that night, man, mind you, the demeanor of everybody around me.
I was just going to say.
Oh, like, damn, nigga, like, my man Barry from since the 80s, you know, he Earth Gang, signed Earth Gang, and yeah.
He'll always keep it real with you.
100%, that's my nigga. Like, but he just sitting there like, He like, you a good dude, man. But he's almost disgusted about it. Like, he's almost hurt about it. And if you would have saw me, I'm just like, bro, like, I feel amazing because now the world knows how I really actually feel.
But this is what is mind blowing to me, right? The reaction that everybody had, and we'll talk more like later.
I've been happy. I've been moving on my own accord, off my own desires, my own wants. Now, why am I saying all of that? All of that shit led me up until this point. 10 years later, after this song, I'm here. Here I am. I've been just chasing my shit. You know what I mean? Like following my dream and just trying to like head to the fall off in the way that I wanted to do it. And so I put out this project on Friday called Might Delete Later. I don't know how many people done checked it out or whatever, but I put this project out. And I swear to God, I'm so proud of that project because I know one, it's just a lead up. It's just an EP that leads me up to this thing that I've been working on for a long time. And I know the work it took to get to a certain type of skill level. And I love this shit. So that shit mean a lot to me, right? So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded, I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime, boom, boom, right? Niggas wanna see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bro, that was the lamest, like goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God aligned me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I want to now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours. I want to do that.
Look, that ain't Cole. Yeah, that ain't Cole. All that beef shit, yeah, one thing you know about Cole, if you've been following his whole discography, if you've been following his musical career, you know Cole ain't no beefer. You know, Cole ain't no beefer. Now, he bought that. Cola lean on a nigga. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Cola lean on a nigga. I think a lot of people see him as, or he's mixed, so he ain't about that nigga. Cola lean on a nigga, fool. I'm just being honest with you. But this wasn't about that. This was about beefing over the big tree when it's more than tree people that's killing it in hip-hop, fam. You know what I mean? All that big tree shit, that's over. That's done. That's when niggas wasn't dropping music, bro. You got so many artists out here these days that's dropping. You know what I mean? Dropping, give me 50 type shit. Like niggas dropping music, bro, actively. So, Big Tree, I don't see that because everybody own them numbers. You know what I mean? You even got niggas like Ken Carson that just popped up from fucking nowhere that's getting streams out the ad. Let's just be on no Diddy. Drop it in the comments. Look, J. Cole, I'm glad he did it. Initially, I was kind of fucked up about it. Why? The battle would have went totally fucking different if it wasn't Drake versus Twangy. You know what I mean? I still think Drake won. Drake surpassed him. There's nothing Kodak could do to fuck with them numbers that Drake getting over there. Yeah, just being honest. OVO is something else. Now that PF Lang shit, I don't know who else signed to PF Lang, so I don't know how much they killing it over there. But as far as numbers, Drizzy got him in a headlock. But as far as Jermaine Cole buying out, man, get back to the music, nigga. When he say he was retiring after this city, bro, I knew that wasn't it. Is it that J. Cole story is kind of over? The nigga about to start giving you, like, real fucking music, bro. So, at this point, niggas just gotta sit back and brace himself, my nigga. The tunes are coming. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out J. Cole, you know what I mean? Because it took a man to apologize. Look, little boys hold grudges. Little boys hold grudges. Little boys let people put a battery in a bike to make them do some shit that ain't them. You know what I mean? And whether or not the beef would have went a little different, yeah. It would have leaned slightly toward Drake and J. Cole way. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. But guess what? The apology, maybe we finally get that track. K-Dot and J. Cole been hawking on that hard drive. Yeah, that bitch ain't never made it out the studio other than for a little listening segment. Look, bro, I'm in for it. Drop it in the comments. Cross from the playground. I'm going everywhere, but I ain't going nowhere. Not right now. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm just holding it down. You know, guerrilla podcasting, that means I podcast everywhere I go. The camera is going to come out for sure. I'm never stopping because I'm popping. You know, like, oh, you talk a lot. Somebody told me, bro, your dreads look like they got shitty toilet paper. The way they spelled it, I think they said toilet. Man, your dreads look like they got shitty toilet paper wrapped around him. You know what I'm saying? Look here, bro. Look here, bro. Man, I forgot what I told the nigga. You know, it was a nice little comeback. You know what I mean? It was a nice little comeback. Something along the lines of your mother and grandmother stink between the thighs. No reason you came out trash. You know what I mean? Look, bro, I don't know what to say to these people. Sometimes I just want to reply. Like when it catches me and it moves me, I got to reply to it. I'm just being honest, just being real. Look, it's Saturday night, SNL, Saturday Night Live. I am live. You know what I mean? Find me. Like, share, subscribe. I can't stay long. I got to go. Miss Ho, niggas know how I do. But I will be popping back in shortly. Yeah, shit. Drop it in the comments. Cross from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga. Peace. If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. May says Shyne victimized Sean Diddy Combs' security guards. The first day he met him, made him bring him into the cycle. You know what I mean? Let's get into the content. Drop it in the comments.
So, Mace, let me ask you a question real quick. Sean said you took him, like, in, so to speak, or like befriended him, but you're not friendly with a lot of people. Why, Sean, did you feel like you need to befriend him or tell him whatever you need to tell him?
Yeah, when Sean first came to the label, it's interesting because his story is kind of different than mine. Like, I remember I met Sean. I don't know if you were there. I'm trying to get the story right. I was at this party were you at the Clyde Davis party?
Grammy party, his usual Grammy party?
It was like the writers party. I think
the party that he had during Grammy week.
Yeah. So we was at the party. I want to make sure I get the right facts straight because I like that statement that he stated. And Puff was trying to put us against each other, using the old Jedi, I got this new artist coming. I said, Puff, listen, once in a lifetime, Puff. You gotta wait another lifetime to get a nigga this good, Puff. So then he's telling me about Shyne. I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm just super arrogant at the time. Like, I hear you. Yeah. So we kind of thinking the same way, and then it just seemed like when Shyne got there, it was like, I root for the underdog, so everybody was kind of like trying to go against Shyne, right? So this is my understanding of Shyne. He could clarify. The first time I heard of Shyne, we was just talking. The next time it was a car accident. The next time niggas was trying to jump you in the studio. So I remember, my brain, I remember everything. Right. Yeah. Niggas tried to jump Shyne in the studio.
Who tried?
Junior Mafia tried to jump.
Okay,
Shyne.
You talked about that a little bit.
So then we get to Atlanta, me and Shyne, we first hanging out. Shyne gets off the elevator. I don't know if you remember that. Shyne, niggas was wearing white tee. Shyne got blood all on his white tee. I'm like, Shyne, what happened? Shyne and beat the security guard up. He beat Puff's security guard up. You remember? I said, Shyne, what's good? Nigga said, nah, man, this nigga was out of pocket, man. So we think everybody's coming downstairs. Oh yeah, everybody's coming downstairs to see who it was. Right. It was a security guard, so now the nigga Puff is really tight because Shyne beat his security up.
He was like 6'6".
So, nigga like 6'6". Right. But it was in the elevator, so it's who get off first. So we come downstairs, and everybody lost respect for all Puff security. You're like, yo, you got all this beat your security. Well, we not respecting nothing no more. We on our own. So that's why when he was saying he felt like the CEO. That's the backstory of him feeling like the CEO. You beat the nigga security up, you got the nigga girl. Hey, I mean, it's kind of what he said. Right. So that was the whole thing for me, and watching him, come in. I knew he had style. I knew he had talent. I knew he had the thing that we have, right, Killer? Like, it don't matter who's in the room. Right. We know we that nigga. Right. Like, most artists don't have that. So that was rare to find that in most Brooklyn niggas, because even to this day, I don't know a Brooklyn nigga that got it. With all the niggas we know. Cause like, the way he has that we have, Killer, is that, and I like when niggas tell the truth, because I don't have no problem with the truth. Other niggas would see us, but still be kind of intimidated. Even though they got more than us, you can feel it that, nigga, you just over me because you got more money than me. If I get half of that money, nigga, is curse. So he had that too. So I felt a need to do with him, pause what Big did with me. He gave me all of the plays of how to move around these niggas so you can get the way you gotta go.
Look, if you ever heard Bad Boys, bro, you know that shit was true. Shyne was talking about this new Shyne. I think it's hard for people to relate to him because he's in the politics and he changed his motherfucking life. But prison time will do that to you. But Shyne, back in the day, man, that nigga was like that. Yeah, that nigga was like that. I think they cutting off a piece of the story because I think it wouldn't be no way. Lil Shyne, 5 tree, hung like a flea. Did what he did with his hands. I think Shyne was really into them bangers back in the day, man. I think Shyne banged the nigga over the head with something or something, drew some blood. That's the type of nigga he was back in the day, fool. I'm just being honest. I'm just being, I know a lot of people won't believe the story. Like, no, it was just a record. Bull fucking shit. That wasn't no record. And that wasn't Shyne that shot that gun in that nightclub. They just pinned it on him. You know what I mean? That's what made Shyne change, bruh. Because if you portray yourself to be an animal, that's how the court system in the world is going to see you. So when they pin something on you, it ain't no way you could talk your way out of it. You know what I mean? They gonna go with a better candidate. You know what I mean? Yeah, the better candidate's telling the truth. In that sense, that situation, Diddy was just a better candidate. But look, bro had been taking Diddy guns, beating his security, you know, yeah, that's why they pinned on them. Had to get him out the way. You know what I mean? Yeah, had to get him out the way. Luckily, it wasn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, they like to end you, bro. All them insurance plans and then scams and shit they got going on. Man, you don't want to be nothing, no parts of that. The commercial industry is very evil and demonic. That's why I can't see why people want to get in so goddamn much. But, hey, do what you do. Only to realize after a while that you shouldn't have never signed up. You know what I mean? If you don't know what come with it. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Shyne. Shout out May. Shout out Cameron. Look, and shout out the other hosts. I forget the woman name, but that's a hell of a podcast. I love it. You know, I'm just being honest. I don't catch too many episodes. Always busy. Always busy. I'm content on top of that. You know what I mean? But get what? Those are my guys. You know what I mean? Now Mace, Betha, be tripping sometimes. Cameron be on some other shit. But together, they are funny, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, man. Squads from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill. It gotta be about business.
Welcome back to Scores from the Playground. Fetty Wap speaks on going to prison after going platinum in the music industry, fam. Let's get into the content. Drop it in the comments, but this is the story that needed to be told. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real.
Yeah, as soon as they grabbed me, I looked around, I said, all right, it's time. It's time, you know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing when you out there in that field, man. Like, if you blind to it, you ain't a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And whatever a real nigga is, because there's so many people call themselves that. But if you know what you're doing out there, and when it's time for you to go sit down, sit down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't start bitching now. Don't start miss my kids so much, because if that's the case, then you would have never was doing what you was doing to get in that predicament. Mm-hmm. I don't care how smooth a nigga is. You know what I'm saying? There's a very few. I don't even know if it's a few. There's probably a decimal point of motherfuckers that got away with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when that time happened, I'm just like, oh, you know what? Like, I got my sister. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what I trained him for. Like not kind of sense, but this what
You said you got who?
My sister.
Now, I need you to elaborate more on that, because you didn't say you had your niggas. You said you had your sister.
Yeah.
Why did you just say her and you didn't? You had a lack of confidence, because I need some of these cats out here that's operating in the street game that think that shit. Yeah, you my day one. Yeah, I died for you. Just my. You got to elaborate more on that, because you said my sister. You ain't say no niggas.
Yeah,
my homies.
Most like, don't get me wrong. I got love for a lot of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I got a lot of love for them. Like, on the outside, they'll do anything for me. When you present, everybody will do anything for you. Mm-hmm. But when you're not around, you on their time now. You know what I'm saying? My sister moved on my time while she was dealing with a new husband, a new baby, pregnant, running around, handling warrants and shit for me so my points could come down and you know, shit like that. I told her over and over and over again, I'm like, you know, like, doing what I'm doing, it's a possibility that they gonna come grab me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it was like, nah, they not coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really understand but you. Like, when you, every time you get in the car, you walk out the house, you, hold up, what the fuck is that? That car don't belong over here. Like, I ain't know, excuse me, you know your areas. You know where you know everything about your block. You know everything where everybody be at. Anything moving funny where you from, you supposed to be on it. You supposed to be alert. That's what come with the game. If you not prepared for that, you know what I'm saying, you a lost soul out here. You know what I mean? So when it happened, you know, at first the tears, you know, everybody had the tears, and then it was right into action. And the first person in the action was my sister.
It's deep when you say that, because when I was out there doing my thing, running around in the streets, I already knew when it went down,
So when it happened, I wasn't shocked. I knew Gil was going to tell on me. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was well did it. So I just said, all right, fuck it. So when we got to the district and he did what I said, all right, I'll take it from here, man. Go home, man. Because I seen it, man. I'm talking about when the detective come in here, he had like, man, that shit was like the size of a Bible with all the shit he said on them statements. That shit was this thick. I was like,
fuck you, man.
I was like, I knew he was going to tell me.
Yeah.
You got a point out there. I'm just being real though. Like, it is what he like, yeah, I know,
the
man.
fact the nigga said, yeah.
When you get there and you like, how was you beating yourself up a lot and saying to yourself like, God damn?
No, honestly, like, I just like, I don't know. I guess it's just because like the type of man I am. It's just like this my fault. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know, at a time, it don't matter who told.
Oh, some niggas told on you.
I mean,
it don't matter.
No, I'm not saying no names, but some niggas did tell on you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know the case. You know what I'm saying? I don't be a nigga's business, man. I just heard Fetty got booked. Damn, fucked up, Neff. You know what I mean?
It's shit like that, though. It's shit like that where, like, I put it to you like this. I'm sitting in Brooklyn, and a motherfucker tell me, yeah, man, I just seen you got caught on a jet with 200 bricks of fentanyl. That's what they said.
Damn.
And I'm like, nigga, I ain't been on a jet in like 4 years. The fuck, you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Like for real? I'm like, yeah, bro, for real. Like, look, this what I got charged with. This what happened. Like, oh, you ain't even, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just people hear shit and it turned into a whole different kind of, but I was like crazy shit like that. Oh, he brung all the shit to Rolling Loud to meet somebody and distributed it, like shit like that, bro. I'm telling you, so many different things, like, and it's like, bro, all I did was go do it.
For one, he said the best thing he could have said, bro. When you putting yourself in these type of predicaments, you know what come with it. You know what I mean? You got to be ready for this type of shit, bro. When it's time to go do your time, just go sit down. You know what I mean? Look, bro said nobody was there for him or sup his sister. When you're present, you're good. When you're not present, turns out you on their time, bro. Look, I never understood what Fetty Wap had going on. Like, why would you risk everything over some green, bro? You pushing, you know what I mean? Why? And some pills. But now I see. Bruh say his booking fee went from $250,000 to $5,000. And a lot of people say, well, spend less. He's already bought so much, bro. To keep the shit that you acquired and not go in debt and have them people taking everything from your motherfucking ass, you gotta make some money to keep it up. You know what I mean? Point blank period. Keep it up and sell it. You don't want foreclosure after foreclosure and eviction and all type of other shit on your record. That's just for one, bro. So what the nigga did, I can't judge him. Yeah, I can't judge him. Nigga, everybody, if you come from that life, you got 1 foot out and 1 foot in. Meaning, when things go wrong, bro, we all got that little thing in the back of that thought in the back of our mind, like, you know what, I can go do this to get this cash. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes you get caught, sometimes you don't. But the likelihood of you never getting caught for a crime, 1 or none. You know what I mean? Real shit. 9 out of 10 people thought they would never get caught. That's facts. Look, shout out Fetty Wap, because I kind of look at him way different, bro. He's not glorifying prison. He's not doing none of that. He's not glorifying selling drugs, none of those trap shit. That man say he's changing his fucking life, and everything that he thought he knew, he had to relearn. You know what I'm just being honest, bro. Fetty Wap, bro, you deserve a story. You deserve everything that's coming to you. Why? Because that's a real nigga, bro. That's a real nigga that went through real issues and really came out better. Yeah, the nigga came out better. Before he left, I liked his music, but I didn't like his personality. You know what I mean? Now, you can kind of see him for who the fuck he is now. Look, shout out Fetty Wap, bro. Keep going. It's only up from here. Drop it in the comments. No, like me, bro. You know, it's hating, bro. This ain't about hating. This is about keeping it real, because a lot of people is not going to keep it real in 2026. They wasn't keeping it real in 2020. Yeah, in 2021, 2022. We can go back in 2006. You had a lot of niggas that wasn't keeping it real. You know what I mean, bro? Sometimes people just get, they fiend for it, for the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah, for the truth. That means even if it hurts your fucking feelings, I still have to say it. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Welcome back to Scores from the Playground. DJ Akademiks reacts to Drake Iceman snippets. Let's get into the comments. Drop it in the content. Let's get into the content. Drop it in the comments. You know what the fuck I mean. Drop it in the
And supposedly this is from a Drake song, and this is supposedly where Drake is name dropping Serena Williams and Schoolboy Q. The lines goes, Serena, but I'm cool with Venus. I be hanging around those niggas like I'm Dua Lipa. I don't really get that one, but okay. Then he says, I might hit up fucking Schoolboy and do a remix because you put your niggas on, but they making peanuts. Okay. I hear the name drops. I'm just trying to like see if it's so clever. You're like, oh shit. And then the last one is, we don't ever piece it up, the shit we got between us. Okay, let's hear the snippet.
I'm cool with Venus. I be hanging around these niggas like I'm Dua Lipa. I might hit a fucking Schoolboy and do a remix. Cause you put your niggas on, but they making peanuts. We don't ever piece it up, the shit we got between us. Serena, but I'm cool with Venus. I be hanging around these niggas like I'm Dua Lipa. I might hit a fucking Schoolboy and do a remix. Cause you put your niggas on, but they making peanuts. We don't ever piece it up, the shit we got between us. Serena, but I'm cool with Venus. I be hanging around these niggas like I'm Dua Lipa. I might hit a fucking Schoolboy and do a remix. Cause you put your niggas on, but they making peanuts.
Okay. I'll be the first to say it. I don't like the snippet. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I think the snippet is, and I think this should dispel all rumors that Drake, because there's these conspiracy theorists that really think Drake is leaking his own music. Like Drake is like, oh, Drake is testing it. You know, like, first of all, I'll tell you this, verbatim from Drake don't want to use the crowd as A&R. Like, he's going to drop what he want to drop. But there are people who feel like Drake is testing. Now, the reality of why I don't like this snippet, it could be a fire song. I don't know. It's clear that somebody picked the snippets where he's probably name dropping. And I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't give me enough of the song that I could be like, oh, it's fire. Like, it should have been 20 more seconds or at least 30 more seconds. I'm like, oh, shit, nah, this is a bop. So I really can't tell nothing from it. And these lines kind of stick out awkward because you could tell whoever made the snippet just want us to hear the fucking, the name references. But the majority of why I don't like this snippet is because, remember, I'm telling you, Drake ain't leaking this. So this is probably coming from, remember the story I told you? I think that's what's happening. A bunch of Drake records got leaked. Again, this is me assuming. I haven't talked to him or confirmed it with them. But the record that I had played that time, those were leaked records that hackers had. So the hackers had leaked records by Drake. And them having leaked records by Drake, they were trying to resell them on some secondary market. Okay? I heard those hackers, once Drake figured out that some of his music got leaked, he was trying to stop the leak. The hackers eventually just released it though. Okay? Supposedly they were charging him $250,000. That was which I think that's insane. Now, that's where I'm thinking the origin of these leaks are. So these are not he's not leaking it out to somebody. No. That's where I think the origin of these leaks are. What does that tell me though? The songs that got leaked in that manner, where these hackers got it, they're from an era which is like a year and a half ago. It's not new. A half ago, he was cooking up, making all type of different songs. Obviously, he was still working on an R&B album, Some Sexy Songs for You, but obviously, with probably the thought of mine, Iceman on the way, right? And while doing that, he's cooking up a bunch of songs, and some of these songs either didn't make the cut for some sexy songs for you, because some sexy songs for you did have some hip hop songs. And those are the songs that get leaked. So number one, the songs that's getting leaked is not from even his current cook-up or his current recording. And it's kind of songs that already got rejected from being on a project that he put out. The second thing, or maybe the third thing, I'm not sure where I'm at with the numbering, why I don't like the leak is because it makes it feel, and leaks do help you kind of see where your artist is at. It makes it seem like Drake is in the studio cooking up a bunch of rhymes about TDE. With all due respect, I don't even think Kendrick Lamar remembers Schoolboy Q's name. Like, no disrespect to Schoolboy. It's it would be preposterous for me to listen to even Drake mention Schoolboy Q. Like, respectfully. Like, Schoolboy Q sold like 30 copies. Like, respectfully. You know what I mean? And my thing is that this leak makes it sound like Drake is like still in the studio, salty as fuck. If me and you were arguing, and 5 minutes after the argument, I said some shit like, man, that nigga's a bitch ass nigga. If that came out a year or 2 years later, it'd be like, oh, I know why he said that, because we're in the middle of arguing. Drake just got out of a battle and he's cooking up. Of course, he's gonna have mentions to the past situation. I personally don't believe Drake right now. I don't believe he's cooking up a bunch of bars about Schoolboy Q and making mention to a bunch of Kendrick shit. Now, I do think he's on a revenge arc, right? Which is like, yo, niggas try to play me type shit. But I don't think he's on some, yo, Serena, let me get you back. Nah, I don't think he's on that at all. So that's why I don't like the snippet. The snippet makes it sound like he's salty. I'm not gonna lie. Like hearing him mention Schoolboy Q, I'm like, Schoolboy Q? What? Right? You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like about the snippet. It makes him look as if he's salty when, of course, he's on some, yo, nigga, I'm gonna get back at all you motherfuckers, right? But do I personally believe that he's on some shit like, I'm just gonna make salty raps all day? No.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real. At this point, DJ Akademiks will just say anything just to get a reaction. That's what kind of guy this nigga is. You know, he's a petty bastard. 1 minute, I just don't know. Next minute, y'all on the nigga nutsacks trying to act like it's all good. Nigga, you were bought and paid for. You've been compromised far some time ago. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Once it came down to the whole kid grooming shit with Playboy Max, Black Boy Max, little white boy he was working with, you know what I mean? DJ Akademiks been compromised, bro. He had to go kiss the ring, a lot of rings, you know what I mean? A lot of rings and a lot of big toes to stay where he at and to keep advancing. That's how the game works. Let's just be honest. I know a lot of people say what he's saying about the snippets is true. Nigga, if you don't understand bars, you don't understand bars. That nigga got a Midas touch. Nigga, every bar you just said could be broken down in numerous ways. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, my nigga. But you have to remember, DJ Akademiks is not a rapper. He doesn't make records. He's just a talker, fam. He doesn't understand bar construction. He doesn't understand metaphors. He doesn't understand fucking hip-hop. He doesn't understand the streets, my nigga. This nigga has just made a living off of people thinking he knows something. Now, you know what? Most of his fans just want to hear somebody talk when people ain't, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. As far as Iceman, look, Pluto and Drake got one on this one. Wayne and Drake got one on this one. You know what I mean? It's just what we know about, bro. And we know Party Next Door got one on this one. P-Me is going to be on his album. Just those 4 features alone is making this shit incredible. You know what I mean? Just being real, bro. I know a lot of people say, yeah, he just fuck with Drizzy. You know, Drizzy makes music. He understands it, fam. That's why he's been on top of the game for all these fucking years. Look, Drake don't pay me. I'm uncompromised, bro. Drake don't pay me. I just know what it is before it comes out. Nigga know what this is. Even all the snippets and the clippets and bro, the leaks is all part of the fucking album rollout. Yeah, none of that shit is gonna be on the album. Or if it is, it's gonna sound totally fucking different after it's really. You know what I mean? This has been it's just been real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Can't stay long. Got to go, Miss Ho. Like, share, subscribe. We up. Community strike nearly over. The numbers are going back up. They can't stop me because I am popping. You know what I mean? Just being honest. Just being fucking real. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to hype my shit up, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Lil Boosie threatens to poison Kodak Black. Let's get into the content, man. This one is disgusting, fam. Drop it in the comments.
Mr. PC. Nigga, you check PC, my nigga. Nothing you rap is valid anymore, bro. Nothing you rap is valid, bro. Not to no street. Nothing you rap is valid. You ain't got more respect than a nigga who never made a hit, bro. Who trying, my nigga. You ain't got Mr. PC. Man, let me speak some truth to this clown, man. You always say I tried to sign you, right? Yeah, I tried to sign you. But what happened in that session when I came, bro? You snorted cocaine all motherfucking back and forth to the bathroom, nigga. 4, 5 of y'all. You was in the bathroom with my nigga Tunch snorting cocaine, my nigga. Back to back, my nigga. Back to back, my nigga. Like, I'm here to listen to music, nigga. You going back and forth to the bathroom snorting cocaine, my nigga. Like, let's be honest, bro. Like, man, you full of hate, you full of jealousy, my nigga. You know, what kind of nigga be on a nigga live while he working out? Like, you got obsessed, my nigga. And let's be gangster, bro. Let's tell the world how you got your name, my nigga. Kodak. You know how many times I said they called me Kodak, man, in my rhymes before you was even rapping, my nigga. Let's be honest how you got your name, my nigga. Like, bro, like, you ain't like that, my nigga. Niggas in the feds look at you like a bitch, my nigga. You the only rapper to ever check PC, go to the feds, my nigga. Like, man, you ain't like that, bro. Like, and it's the blood of Jesus over here. You voodoo, my nigga. We ain't gonna see eye to eye. We ain't gonna see eye to eye, my nigga. Like, yeah, you always talking about, nigga, I tried to sign you. Nigga, you was stinking, bro. Your fucking boxers was filthy, like, man, ask Kodak, bro. I mean, ask niggas who was there. Ask niggas who was, nigga, you got dirty the whole night, my nigga. Like, nigga, you ain't Boosie, my nigga. Like, you could never be, my nigga. Like, man, bro, you full of hatred. You full of jealousy, man, bro. You need to get yourself together, man. Like, once you check PC, man, like, you a sucker in all the real niggas' eyes across the world, bro. You know, like, let's keep it real, man. Like, you ain't like that, nigga. You ain't like that at all.
Hey, Boosie, first of all, bro, you're way too fucking old to be with the bullshit like y'all. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. But you keep talking about this whole PC shit. Real street niggas don't respect you. Who are the real street niggas, bro? That's what you don't fucking understand. You ain't been in the field yourself in fucking years, bro. We're not talking about paying somebody to do something. We're talking about actually touching feet on the land and putting in work. Like, bro, stop trying to act like you're one of us. You've been far too rich for far too fucking long. Who are you still trying to impress? You're trying to impress people that don't even watch podcasts, that don't even listen to your fucking interviews, bro. All they hear is the music. They're listening to the old Boosie, you know what I mean? Bro, all that shit you talking about Kodak Black, that's why people love him. Because he is who the fuck he is. And what you don't understand is Kodak Black is one of the ones, nigga. He's one of the ones. The nigga literally drop a fucking record nearly every fucking day. You know what I mean? Every other fucking day is another record with a video coming out. That is work. That's work ethic. Ergonomics is that's a term you don't understand. Every job ain't for everybody. You still want to be a performer, a touring rapper, bro. You ain't got it like that no more, Boosie. Nobody ain't listening to that old Boosie, that new Boosie. In 2026, it's that old Boosie. If you want to hear that old Boosie, go to Perfection or at Thug Passion or some shit like that, or go to something that's with Webby. Anything collaborating with Webby, a nigga will check it out. But Boosie on your own, a nigga ain't checking for that shit. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Your ties to Chill and Pimp C and Lil Webby is what kept you relevant. Hey, you make your money, but this ain't about that money, bro. This is about you hating on that little nigga, bro. Fuck is you hating on Yak for? Everybody loves him. They know who he is, bro. As far as the PC shit, Big Sandy, nigga, that's why they sent him one of the toughest prisons, bro. They beat the shit out of him when he got there. Maybe you don't read the news, bro. I don't even know if you could weed. But that nigga was getting tortured in prison, bro. That's why he was trying to get out that bitch. PC, if he was away from the other prisoners, bro, it's because he was getting separated. You know what I mean? He was getting separated, could do it in any kind of fucking way. I'm just being honest with you, just being real. Look, shout out Lil Boosie. I like him. I like him. The man is entertaining, but what y'all got to understand is Yak is one of the ones. You'll never find another nigga like Kodak Black. That's for sure. Now, people like the NBA YoungBoy Kodak, man, wouldn't be no Kodak, NBA YoungBoy if it wasn't for Kodak Black. Yeah, it came from behind him. He made it popular to be fucking real. You have to really know history and know where this shit came from to know where it's going, bro. That nigga just getting started. Just being honest, just being real, bro. It ain't no one, look, keeping it real ain't hating, man. You got to keep it real because a lot of people don't do it these days. It's like a forgotten fucking art. Boosie, you trying to impress street niggas. The street niggas don't fucking matter. We all just trying to get paid these days. We not trying to hang with you fuck niggas because y'all think, oh, y'all the streets. But where the fuck are y'all? Yeah, what the fuck are y'all? I'm in the streets every fucking day, you know what I mean? And it's not because I fucking want to be, but I do not see y'all, bro. Y'all in different fucking tax brackets. So why keep acting like you wanted to have nots when you're one of the halves? That's clear, bro. We can all see it. You're one of the halves. You're not one of the fucking have-nots. Why would you even want to be anyway? It's like moving backwards, bro. You go this 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. For what? You know what I mean, bro? Just keep fucking going. It motivates us all, bro. But to say, I'm a real street nigga, bro, man, that shit disgusting. Nigga don't want to hear that shit. Nigga, you're a grandfather. Be a fucking grandfather, bro. But arguing with Kodak Black on whose street out of the two of you, man, come on, my nigga. You've been compromised a long time ago. A nigga don't like to talk about the Marlo Mike shit too much, but bro, come on, my nigga. You was sending a kid to do a man's work. You know what I mean? You supposed to keep the kid out of trouble. You wasn't doing your own work. You was bragging about Marlo Mike, and now you're snitching on some other shit. Talking this, talking that. Boosie, shut the fuck up. Don't lose your respect before you go. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nothing's gonna happen to him, but the man already be looking like he got jaundice. He got shots in the belly 3 times a day. Man, come on, man. Let's be honest, bro. Go somewhere like Webby and just fucking chill, bro. It's time to get out the game. You know, it's time to get out the game. Because you don't take it the same. You don't act the same no more. Yeah, you don't act the same no more. Only nigga to get a real conversation out of you is DJ fucking Vlad. I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. I can't stay long. Got to go, Miss Ho. Like, share, subscribe. Drop it in the comments and hype my shit up, nigga. We going to the tip top. And they're gonna try to stop me, but get what? I'm too tall, they can't block me. I'm too big, they can't knock me. You know what I mean? Real shit, I'm a star. Forever popping. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars on the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Ray J compares Snoop Dogg to Suge Knight. He say that man is the new Suge Knight of Death Row, and he's been fucking everybody over. He's tired of it. Drop it in the comments. Let's get into the content.
Snoop, you my relative. I talked to Julian. I talked to Daz. I talked to Corrupt. I talked to everybody, and everybody's telling me you turned into the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I don't want to believe that you turned into the new Suge. I want to believe that you've given everybody what they deserved, and everything that they ever didn't get, you taking over Death Row was supposed to be the one to be the savior to give everybody what they needed. Word on the street is that you haven't given anybody nothing. And you became the new Suge. I don't want to believe that, Snoop. I want you to respond, and I want you to tell me that you're not the new Suge. I want you to tell me that you gave everybody all the publishing and all the rights and everything that they deserved. Everybody from our cousin Daz to, Julian, to whoever else is talking shit, right? I don't give a fuck about nobody else but niggas that's related to us. I said 2 niggas that is in our bloodline, and you're a great person. I love you. Can you please tell everybody that I'm tripping and that you have not become Suge Knight? Because if you have, then we'll deal with that and we'll figure it out. But everybody's feelings are hurt. Nobody feels like you have come through for them. Everybody from the LBC to Carson to Compton to Los Angeles all the way up to Santa Clarita. But you've been keeping all the money and you're super rich. I love you, Snoop. Please respond to this, because I'm not here to try to point the finger. But when Daz tells me something, Julian tells me something, and then there's like 20 other people that's telling me other things that are surprising. Because the last thing I thought that you would be is the new Suge Knight. Make it make sense, Snoop. Make it make sense right now. Cause I don't give a fuck, nigga. You know that. You my cousin. But don't ever think that you doing people wrong is I'm not gonna let it slide. What are you gonna do to me? Exactly. Let's talk about it. Let's do a sit down and let's figure out, why do people say you're the new Suge? Why do people say that you're fucking them over all their money? Why do people say that you're the worst person in the world right now in LA? Why? When you're my cousin. Let's figure it out. I love you, Snoop. But I also love Daz. I also love Julian. I also love all my Crip homies and all my blood homies. Don't represent Death Row if you're Suge Knight again. Unless that's what it is. If you Suge again, fuck it, it's Death Row. I'm confused. Can you please make light of what we're going through right now on the West Coast? Snoop, my cousin, sincerely, Ray J.
Look, bro, I've been telling people, Snoop, cool motherfucker, but snakish, man. It's been that man since the 90s, man. He's been a fucking snake. That's why Pac didn't like him. You know, let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. Should have let Danny Boy stay singing while he was cooking that chicken. You know what I mean? It would have been the best outcome for him, but he didn't do that. He gave the man $10,000 in the betting chain. Now, when Daz Dillinger broke the news and say Snoop was trying to fuck him, you know what I mean, out of his fucking publishing, I knew something was going on, man. Yeah. Man say he's handling it like Suge Knight. Snoop, if you was gonna go over there and take over Death Row, you know what I mean, Why not make it different, bro? Suge, fuck you. You know what I mean? Fuck me. He fuck me. Suge, fuck you, bro. So in return, you take over the label and you fuck over everybody else to the point where even your cousin, Ray J, is calling you out about it. That's when you know it has become a real fucking issue. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. People that's getting into the music industry, y'all going there looking for God, but you're signing up for a demonic industry expecting a different outcome. Snoop, just because he's in charge, he's the leader, he's your leader now. You have to understand, bro, it's still rules to this shit. You know what I mean? It's still rules to this shit. Nigga can't get in position of power and try to change things and do everything different, even though a lot of people probably would respect him more. They say LA don't like him. All type of people he's fucking with just don't like him. Business wise, nigga, don't do business with family. You know what I mean? That's the #1 rule. Don't do business with family ever. Cause you're gonna get too emotional about this shit. Look, Snoop, snake motherfucker, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's rules to it, bro. It's levels to this shit. Shout out the Jewish community. They run the game, fam. They run hip hop. The way things are being handled and he's handling it, I mean, what do you expect from a 57, almost 60-year-old gang member, man? Drop it in the comments, bro. I ain't got much to say about old Snoop, cause get what? Snoop gonna do what Snoop gonna do, and he's gonna continue getting the money on, cause guess what? Everybody don't want you to see you with as much as them. They want to be your leader, your boss. You want to be the big boss. You know what I mean? So how you be the big boss? You fuck everybody else on their money so they think they need you and they hold you all the way up here when you really like small little nigga, you know, skinny nigga, small skinny nigga. You know what I mean? To a big nigga. Ice the big nigga. You know what I mean? Scars from the playground, can't stay long, got to go. Miss Ho. It's been a hell of a night. But guess what? I gotta let the subscribers know we're not going nowhere. We're still going forever popping and never stopping. You know what I mean? Just being honest, just being real, bro. Back in the day, I used to be on some 5 popping, 6 dropping type shit. That's not me no mas. No mas. I'm just cool Chris. You know what I mean? It seems people love cool Chris. Ladies love cool Chris. You know, they're gonna hate. What is he doing? What is it? What am I watching? You're creepy. No, motherfucker. You're creepy. Drop it in the comments, though. I'm willing to, I wouldn't say debate, but I'll hear y'all. Yeah, I'll hear y'all. Drop it in the comments. Cause on the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace. And hype my shit up, man. When you watch this shit, you gotta hype it up. Why hype it up? Cause that's how I win, baby. Yeah, that's how I get paid. You know what I mean? One way. A nigga got to have like 5 different ways to get paid. You can't just always put your eggs in one basket. But the money good. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments. I'll wait. If you don't want to comment, don't. If you do, and you want to bless him, under the video, fam. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Whack 100 says Big U knocked out Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle made a record about him, and which ultimately led to Big U organizing the killing, allegedly, of Nipsey Hussle. Let's get into the content, brother. Drop it in the comments.
Put hands on Nip. He did that.
And then after this happens, I mean, they do eventually
it
become
affected
cool
my
again.
business.
Affected your business.
Yeah,
okay.
Because see, you got to remember at this time, me and DJ K Slid created a movement called Bridging the Gap. Suge had burned down the communication between LA and New York, or West Coast and New York. LA being the focal point. I'm a Valley. I'm from Pacoima, 818. We LA County, but that's where I'm from. So I went out there and created a relationship with DJ K Slay. And those of y'all don't know, if you go look at
the All I Feel album, Ray J's album, with the hit Sexy Counter on it, DJ K Slate A&R that album. It's A&R that album. That's us working. Kendrick Lamar, or K-Dot at the time, J-Rock, Glass Malone, YG, Stacey Adams. All these dudes first hit on New York radio was coming through Wack and Wack getting Slay to do it. Nipsey Hussle used the plug the most because me and Big U were so close. Had him on Shade 45 2-3 times, Straight Stunt Magazine. We pumping his songs through the clubs. And you know, Slay would do his albums. This is why I respect Sheek Luke's in the Lock so much, because he would tell me, bro, every time I'm doing my album, show me love. They don't give me no arguments. They do the verses. They show up for the videos, shit like that. So, you know, anybody who made it easier for my big bro, I ain't forget. I know the niggas who did shit, and I know the niggas that did real shit, because I'm the one he on the phone with. So, after Big U then utilized the plug, and Nipsey used it the most. It's a fact. Slay going to do his album. He reached out, yo, Wack, I need a Nipsey verse, I need 16. Hey, Big U, need to get that, you know, verse done for bro. Oh, Wack, man, you might have to call. What you mean? I got to call for Wack. Because we always let Big U run point on the doors we opened up. We open the doors at that door, you walk in with your man so it look like it's you. This is why when I parted ways, you never seen no other projects or no success when it came to music, when it come to Big U. He don't know what the he's doing, right? Nipsey didn't do the verse. So now Slay like, yo, Wack, I did everything you ever asked me to do for your people out west. I can't get a verse? I said, that utilize the plug. Go Google Nipsey Hussle Shade 45 and see how many times you gonna see him up there. And he was a nobody. That's New York. That's the mecca of this music shit. That's DJ K Slade. Nigga ain't just getting up there. He wasn't with out here like that. That's just Valley pumping that way. So I'm like, yo, Big U, you need to, you know, nigga, you got me looking crazy. Slade, my plug, my side, nigga, you make that happen. Nigga, you supposed to be King 6-0. If you knock a nigga out and DP him, that means he's supposed to fall in line, right? Wrong. Nipsey told him you and made a diss song about him. And his homie Fats fired on Big U, put him on his pockets. Real shit. So like years go by, and this is when me and Nipsey run into each other at Platinum Motorsport on Melrose. He jump out, hey, Wack, what's up, homie? He to holler, yeah, we need to holler. That's exactly what it was. His word, homie, why you in 6-0 business? What you mean 6-0 business? Paul Root business got 6-0 in business. What you mean? What I do to you? Well, you with Big U, so you with Big U. Okay, well, what about Slade? Slade reach out for a 16, you deny 16, because what the you got going on with Big U? Slade is my plug. So you show me where I'm in 6-0 business. So if I'm reaching out to get something done, nigga, you reached out to get your shit done, right? He said, neighborhood, get Slay on the phone. Got Slay on the phone, he talked, he said, bro, this whole time I've been wrong, just talked to Wack. I should have did that verse, because you two did right by me. Y'all never shut me down. Wack and Big U so close, I didn't feel I could trust it. Big Slay like, trust what? You could have sent the verse to an email. He said, nah, you right, we gonna make it right. And from that day on, me and Nip exchanged numbers, and you know, we would holler from time to time, but you know, me and Nip never had no direct problems. His only issue with me was when he fell out with Big U, that me and Big U was so tight. My little niece Keita, same way. You with Big U, same shit. It was the same shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I sit back and I look at it and I hear these people talk that really wasn't around, because I know who was around.
You know what I'm saying? And I know who wasn't around. It just lets me know how fake the streets is, which I don't give a because I don't give a about the streets. All I give a about is the addresses on the streets that I got some equity in. I don't give a they could drop an A-bomb on all this shit. I can care less. I'm letting you know, nigga, like, if you in the streets and you ain't coming to talk to me about trying to get out the streets legally, I don't give a what you got going on. Keeping it real, come outside. Other day, I took my wife, I said, baby, come on, I gotta go do some shit in the Crenshaw district. Then I gotta shoot over there, you know, to,
I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. They don't call Whack 100 Officer Wacky for nothing, fam. If he got the information, he's gonna tell it. He's not gonna tell it when you think he's gonna tell it. He's gonna tell it when he chooses to tell it. Now, when Whack 100 get to talking, a lot of people say, oh, it's mostly lies. You know what I mean, bro? You got to believe him. Everything Whack 100 said in this story right here, unfortunately, checks out, man. It checks out. For a lot of people, they don't know what's the diss record. What's the diss record you speak of? You ain't got a clue, nigga. Yeah, you ain't got a clue about what you even do. What good is the hood if it can't make a dream come true? Real shit, nah, man. Come on, man. That was one of the dopest songs, bro. When you think about the fact that he's even talking about Big U on that motherfucker, you know what I mean? It just makes the song that much more classic, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Well, look here. Big U knocking out Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey's gone, fam. Yeah, he's gone. So nobody wins by even telling this story, but it's a story that has to be told. Why? They're telling it, fam. They're making money off of telling the story. Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite fucking rappers, bro. Despite not being the most commercially successful artist out there, the nigga introduced me to the marathon, and that shit changed my motherfucking life because I've been locked in ever since. Drop it in the comments if you fuck with Nipsey, but nigga, a lot of people wasn't fucking with him until he passed away. They wouldn't even give him a chance. Why? You only listen to commercial successful artists, which makes you some type of stick figure motherfucker. You know what I mean? You don't even know who the fuck you are. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Well, look here. Whack 100 saying when Big U knocked Nipsey Hussle out, see, they call it Big U Big Draws. Big Draws is supposed to be like Debo and Friday. Nipsey Hussle was allegedly supposed to be like Red. You know what I mean? When Debo knocked Red out, that's how they saying Big U did Nipsey. Now, I don't know if I could believe it was that fucking dramatic. Like, come on, my nigga. That's Hollywood. I don't believe it was all like that. But they say that's really how Big U was doing people. If he had to put them paws on you, it was gonna be that type of outcome. Look, who cares? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Who cares? Whack 100 has a calculated way of putting information out there. He's doing this why? To help with the case, fam. He's trying to help bury Big U right now. Eugene Henley. He's trying to help put him away without helping put him away. If you know what the fuck, if you catch my drift. Look, I can't stay for long. Got to go, Miss Ho. I'm just being honest, just being real. This is one of them nights that it's gonna be a quick one, fam. It got to. Why? Car trouble. Damn near my whole muffler came off in the fucking thunder storm. You know what I mean, bro? It was raining so fucking hard. I went through the biggest puddle of fucking water, bro. Water. I'm thinking it's nothing. Muffler dragging a motherfucking ground. Car sound loud than a motherfucker. So guess what I got to do? Tonight, get this one towed home. Tomorrow, drive my other one. You know what I mean? Real shit. Blessings, bro. Some people ain't got it like that. But, bro, I'm smart enough to know that a couple weeks ago, you're gonna need a new car. Very fucking soon. So yeah, this ain't the new one. This is the one that's getting towed tonight. This is what I'm doing I'm shooting from this motherfucker tonight, bro, because the night still has to go on. You know what I mean? Just being real. Tomorrow will come, but guess what? Tonight must go on so we can see tomorrow. If you can catch my drift. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. I hype my shit up, nigga. Peace. Can't stay long. Got to go. Miss Ho. Scars from the playground, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Scores from the playground. Look, DJ Akademiks drags Young Thug. Drop it in the comments. Let's get into the content.
Yo, not one time did Lil Baby acknowledge the fucking camera. You know he was on some, I gotta tell this nigga to delete the shit. Look, Future does the, yo, when girls in a car and they do the, wait. Now you can see the headrest, you know what type of time it is. Look. Yeah, oh yeah. Yo, the whole time he can see this peripheral. I've been there. Girl recording me. Bitch, if you don't stop, nigga, like, yo, shit. This is when I'm driving back from the airport. Like, I told these bitch I was gonna be at my crib by myself. She like, New York City, what's up? I'm like, fuck. You know my girl watching you, man, because I just start following you, stupid. Damn, nigga. Look. Yo, this nigga don't even acknowledge the camera one time. He know this. Yo, he's seen this peripheral. Fuck. This is good. This is good. Yo. If I'm Thug, I'm doing this shit with Future too. Yo, Future, wait till me and you in the room together next time if I'm Thug. Yeah, that's when nigga do a double take. Yo, you on live? Nah, I'm just, slime shit. Yo, bro, you gonna look like Bobby Valentino running out of that bitch. You ever seen Bobby Valentino? So Bobby Valentino running out the fucking hotel. Here we go. Look.
Bobby, lay down. You stupid. Why you have this one?
It wasn't even one time. They caught that nigga like twice. Look at this one.
Bobby V, y'all. Bobby Valentino.
I'm with Pluto, y'all. The light jog is crazy. Yo, Thug, Thug, don't let these niggas be cool with you, like, in secret, nigga. Like, yo, you thugger, fuck that. These niggas gotta claim that shit in public, nigga, the fuck? I think stop playing, man. Like, yo, call them niggas, bro. Fuck that shit.
Bobby, he so to play with my money.
Anyway, all right, man. Okay. What we doing? Chat, y'all ready to go?
Nigga here just being petty. Yeah, it's some petty shit, bro. Oh, look, he's trying to show everybody like a female. Look, I'm with Wham. My nigga, it ain't that. Stop making everything into something. Old lame ass nigga. You know, I'm just being honest, bro. I'm just being real, bro. This is a way of answering all the trolls that said Wham would never answer the phone for Young Thug. Look, bro, as you can see, they are cool. What y'all don't understand is Atlanta is gonna stick together. You know what I mean? All the time, fam. Atlanta gonna stick together. Especially when the world starts seeing that they using them for entertainment. You know what I mean? It's the same way with Wifey and Lucci cool with Thug or not. Maybe they not so cool behind the scenes, but when everybody watching, oh yeah, nigga, we're cool. No, that ain't stupid. That ain't weak. None of that shit, nigga. That's just smart. As far as DJ Akademiks, he's trolling. Look, Wham don't want to fight you, fam. You can't fight. Wham can't fight. And y'all are not fighting each other. Ever. You know what I mean? Now, you might get some of them 4PF guys on your ass. But as far as Lil Baby fighting your fool, that's done. You know what I mean? But the man say he was going to drag Lil Baby through the fire for as long as he can until he finally wants to fight him. DJ Akademiks, get off the bullshit, bro. If your content can't do the content, you must stop it. You know what I mean? It's like you running out of shit to even talk about, bro. Yeah. When you start talking about that shit, he's looking at, well, look at him. He's with Wham. Like, my nigga, stop hating, bro. Yeah, what you doing? You hating. And the only reason you're allowed to hate on Young Thug, because since he got out that institution, he ain't made no slammers, you know what I mean? Once that man get back to #1 on that chart, it ain't gonna be shit our Akademiks can say about a young. It ain't now. If you just be honest, just being real, it ain't now. The man done did way too much, man, and he got way too many fans. But like I said, all he missing is the music. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Young Thug, but DJ Akademiks, man, just stop it. Wow, bro, it's embarrassing to see you go through all that time. Oh, look, he's with Wham. Bro, it is what it is, my nigga. That's how you promote some shit, how you sell it. That's marketing, dumbass, nigga. They rappers. Yeah, they WAP. They make records. You know what I mean? What you think he's gonna do? You know what I mean? The fans eating that shit up. Why? You don't need no words. Yeah, you don't need no words. You just got to show him what's going on behind the scenes so it can build a picture. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all you got to do, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. I'm signing out. Scores from the playground. Drop it in the comments. I'm everywhere that they're not. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. I'm everywhere that they're not. Guerrilla podcasting means I grind as I go. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna never stop, bro. I got some money to get to. I got some business to tend to. I got to go. Can't stay long. Got to go, Miss O. Drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, and please hype my shit up. We almost past community strike, bro. Almost past community strike. I think surviving a community strike is probably the hardest fucking thing ever. Hardest fucking thing ever. Why? Makes you wanna quit. I just don't got that bomb in me, so I just keep going. Look, peace. Scores from the playground, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Hey, welcome back to Scores from the Playground. Sean Cotton calls out NBA Youngboy on No Jumper with Adam 22 for releasing lackluster music. Let's get into the content, but drop it in the comments.
Code. Yeah, YB doesn't. Yeah, they don't fuck with me at all, man. I think he's an amazing artist. I kind of give him criticism on the music side where they get mad again, but
you still post him a lot though. Like,
yeah,
I don't never see any.
What's
the main criticism?
He just puts out a lot of BS music. He does, and I feel like he could be more creative with his albums.
Yeah,
I feel like back then when we used to hear Wayne and Dipset and all the locks, and we used to hear skits on albums, and I remember when Wayne used to just a whole song just talking on a song, just talking.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like, that makes people more of a fan when you bring us to your world. And I feel like Youngboy has no creativity with his albums. And if I knew Youngboy and I was in the studio with Youngboy, his albums would be it would be like a book. Yeah. His album should be I just feel like he's just trying to run through, and he's just throwing us music, and he's too big for that.
You see it in the vlogs and stuff that they were filming at Gravedigger Mountain and stuff, where like him making a song is him just like literally just hopping on the beat, saying whatever he wants to say for a minute or two, and that's it. But it's like some of my favorite Youngboy songs, like the song that he did with Juice WRLD.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just like, because Juice WRLD was more hook oriented, more songwriter oriented, and like they made one of the greatest songs of that era.
Yeah.
And I feel like Youngboy, I wish he was humble enough to sit in the studio with a songwriter and put together some cool hooks. He has
the fan base. Whatever he does, they're gonna like it regardless. But he has the fan base called to be creative, take his time, and make something timeless.
Yeah.
And he only gives us time. He only gives us a hit maybe every. It's just a lot of fluff in there.
Yeah.
And he's too big of an artist to be doing that.
But you see,
and they get mad when I say that. They're gonna hate me for saying this right now. But I want him to be great.
Did you see his concert? Live?
Which one?
When he did the arena tour or whatever.
The whole shit, yeah.
Yeah, I went.
I didn't go live, no.
Oh, I went, and it was astounding how even in LA, which is not exactly close to where like the nexus of his fan base is like you hear the beat come on for every song and they're losing their fucking minds. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's still like a small criticism because obviously he's doing a great job of serving his fan base, but I do feel like he could make a little bit more memorable songs.
You said you're too scared to go. Do you think it'd be a problem if you pulled up to the YoungBoy concert?
I mean,
I wasn't backstage.
You just don't know which day. You know, you could see somebody on the,
yeah.
But it's just like, okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. He got like 20 albums, right? It's like, damn, bro, like, I just want him to slow down because the last album was 30 songs, right? His fans are eating it up, but it's just like, give us a skit or two, bro. Have your mom talk on one song. YoungBoy, Montana, what's it, Alex, his manager?
Alex, too many.
Yeah, if y'all watching this,
I think it's Alex.
Have his mom just cuss everybody out on the skit in one song, bro. It's little shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's little things that can bring us to the album, bro, outside of just 30 songs.
Cause like,
look, unfortunately, he's not lying, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Kentrell Golden, YB, NBA YoungBoy, whatever you like to be referred to, top, you got to do better, fam. You got to be way more creative than y'all. You know what I mean? Way more creative than y'all. And it's not just the delivery, fam, and that he's saying bullshit, bro. You got to think about using some real metaphors that's not pistol related. You know what I mean? That's not gun related. Like, use some real metaphors, fool. Go back to where you was, bro. Sit back at the drawing table. You know what I mean? Real shit. You're never too old to reinvent yourself, family. You're never too stamped in to keep, like, trying to excel your music. Drop it in the comments. This ain't the bash NBA YoungBoy got rock with him. Yeah, I like him. You know what I mean? Just being honest, just being real, I like him. But the music that the man been putting out for the last 3-4 years, aside from a few like Jingle Bells and shit like that, like he like Future and everybody else, bro. He got them ones that the nigga gonna snap on, you know what I mean? But for the most part, yeah, he's just been flooding it with a whole bunch of bullshit, fam. We ain't got that old shit that number 9 love it when you got it on. You know what I mean? Like, man, come on, bro. I'm talking about that YB. You know what I mean? Nigga knew he was creative as a youngster, fam, but it's like as he grows up, the music just like, nigga might as well jam some Kodak Black. You know, I mean, just being honest with you, fam. That new Kodak Black featuring Roddy Ricch, and it's not to take away from NBA YoungBoy, because nigga a hell of an artist, but that new NBA YoungBoy featuring Roddy Ricch, hard than a motherfucker, fam. That, what is that? I think that's that Still Breathing. That, and then he got another one, that God's Plan. Man, you know what I mean? Then if we is going like Baton Rouge, man, that Tech, the Ella album, man, you nigga gotta go jam that. You know what I mean? For a lot of people, you might be like me, and Gravity might become one of your favorite Tech songs, but like that shit holding, fam. You gotta make music like that. Yeah. You're too high of an artist, you know what I mean? You're too up that hill to be making that bullshit, fam, because when the shit start backsliding on you, plus they got this new nigga. They got this new nigga that sound exactly like YB. I don't know how he learned to mix his voice up to sound like YB, but look, that nigga there gonna cost that nigga some money. That, and the nigga's walking around acting like him, his doppelganger, you know what I mean? Real shit, the one that did the content with NLE Chopper. Look, I think somebody better tell, bro, what happens to people that try to act like YB. Because the nigga that used to turn his feet in, you know what I mean? It would take all them pictures and turn his feet in, and he called himself YB Jr. or some YB2 or whatever. You know what happened to him. They found him unalive. Look, drop it in the comments. Cars from the playground. Can't stay long. Gotta go, Miss Ho. Peace. Hype my shit up, nigga. Yeah, hype my shit the fuck up, bro. When the show about to change. Bike in a couple weeks, my nigga, but I am grinding, guerrilla podcasting. I mean, I grind and I podcast as I go. You know what I mean? Real shit. Ain't no other way. Drop it in the comments, cause from the playground, like, share, subscribe, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Back to Scores from the Playground. Danny Boy says, Orlando Brown tried to rob him in Las Vegas. Let's get into the content. Drop it in the comments.
If you can you give me the backstory? Because I had no idea that y'all knew each other, but he stole from your restaurant. What's the backstory behind it?
That motherfucker, Orlando. I've been knowing Orlando since he's about probably 16 years old. Maybe 16 or 17. And I met him through Young Buck. Young Buck know all of the sitcom guys, all the recording artists and stuff like that. So he started bringing Orlando around to the crib and stuff, and Orlando would hang out. And he was doing his show, and we'd be hanging out. And I took on to him like a little brother. I hadn't seen Orlando in years. When I relocated to Las Vegas, you know, everybody knew the stories, especially my family and homies that was around me knew that was my homie. And I moved to Vegas. I was there in my restaurant about 2 months. I was living in my restaurant. That's how I was living in the restaurant for about 2 months. And one of my cousins, Gemini, he seen Orlando at a bus stop, sleeping on a bus stop. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I seen him sleeping on the bus stop, and I told him you use my cousin, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I told him, go back around the corner, man, and go back around the corner and see if you see him. He went back around the corner, got him, picked him up. Orlando didn't have no shoes on. He had socks on, and he had a T-shirt on and these shorts. We sent out to get him some clothes and stuff, and you know, he ran the restaurant and he chilling, and he would have this big outburst every now and then. And this was an Orlando that I didn't really know. And, you know, I had seen some of the stuff online about him getting high and tweaking out. And I ain't been in this restaurant 2 months. It's a hotel on top of me, a little motel, boutique motel. And Orlando went off, he was in there and he started going off while I was in a meeting. And he went in his pocket, and I jumped up and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm talking to these people. By this time, I know he got a problem. I'm talking to these people. Won't you calm down? He went in his pocket like he's going to pull out a knife on me. So I jumped in his face. You know, at this time, I was about to put hands on him. My people like, calm down, you know, you're tripping. So they took the knife from him. About 2 hours later, about 2 hours, about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sleeping in the back office where the bedroom area was in the back office, and I see some rattling going on the doorknob. In Orlando, and the rattling going on in the doorknob, and then the doorknob just fell to the floor. And I pulled a gun out because I'm thinking somebody is trying to break in the restaurant. Because Orlando had left, got mad that evening. I ain't seen Orlando. This is about 3, 4 in the morning, and they breaking in. And I didn't even see it. I'm watching him on camera in my office, this person doing it. So I go up to the door. Man, he took off running and went on top of the roof of the hotel. And it took about 3 or 4 hours for the police to get him off the roof. And as he was coming down, he was telling them, this is my restaurant. He took my money from me and started a restaurant, and he didn't give me my money. And he pulled some guns on me and put me in the trunk. So the police, like, damn nothing to hem me and my people up. And they got him to come down a ladder that we had put out there for him to come down the ladder. And as he's coming down, they were getting ready to handcuff me. And as he was coming down, and they was like, the guy asked him, you know, what's your name and whose restaurant is this? And Orlando hollered to him. He was like, I'm Orlando Brown, and Michael Jackson is my dad, and this is my restaurant. So the police left me alone as soon as he came off the ladder. He put Orlando in some handcuffs, and they took him to jail. And a lot of people was mad at me that we called the police. It's like, man, why you call the police? Shit. One, this was my business. You know what I mean? This is my business where I had my restaurant was at that time. And two, Orlando needed some help beyond what I could offer. But that's the homie though, man. He funny as hell. I can't tell if it's an act though, because I think he something really wrong with him. I've seen it up close. This business will mess you up though. And that's what people capitalize, like, he's getting on shows with that shit. For us, it's an act and it's a show and it's a scene. But literally, I think it's something wrong with that dude, man. Yeah, mental health is real, man. That shit real. A lot of people are dealing with that, and I'm glad, like, even throughout all the bullshit that I've been through, that I'm able to hold on to the little sanity that I have, because we all just got a little bit.
That boy ain't got nothing to lose. Let's talk y'all. That man ain't got nothing to lose, nigga. Snoop took that man from his chicken spot. He was singing and cooking chicken. Yeah, just be honest. Let's just be real. And he was good there, singing very fucking soulful until he went accepted that batter chain and them $10,000 from Snoop Dogg. That man was good. At this point, Snoop done had it to hell with him. Nobody else want to touch him. Look, one thing you could say about, you could bet your ass about old Danny Boy. He gonna tell it. You ain't got nothing left to do but tell it. You know what I mean? He's telling everything. You know what I mean? So I believe there's some truth to this Orlando shit. Fucking with Orlando Brown, bro. He's like a method acting motherfucker. You know what I mean? Method acting motherfucker. He method acts so much that he gonna actually do the drug and let the drug take him. You know what I mean? He gonna go sleep under the goddamn bridge if that's what it leads to. Only thing is, bro, he never gets the pot. You know, you ain't seen Orlando Brown in a movie, a real movie that matters in years, bro. Maybe since Major Payne. You know what I mean? TV, sitcom, that's a little different. Everybody know he was part of the Disney Channel and we fucked that up. You know what I mean? But look here. Shout out Orlando Brown. He too is cooking chicken right now. Maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe he was stealing or attempting to steal Danny Boy's recipe. Maybe he stole some of them. Maybe he stole some of the recipe and wanted to get the rest of it. It don't matter. Took him a few years, but at this point, the man got his own original recipe, has a brick and mortar location for that chicken, and he's slanging wings. Shout out to Orlando Brown, bro. Danny boy. You can keep talking, but the interviews are only going to take you so far. It's only going to take you so far. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Suge never put out my hit. He never put out my hit. Nigga, I ain't mad at you. Was your hit, nigga. Let's just be honest, man. That was your fucking hit. You may never have another one. Unfortunately. Drop it in the comments. I can't say I ain't don't know him. You know what I mean? He don't sing. Other than when I heard him cooking, frying the chicken, I say, man, that boy can sing. But ever since then, ain't nothing told me Danny Boy could sing. You know, I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. And I'm talking about commercially. At a commercial level, can he sing? He's no Ruben Studdard. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments, bro. Not even a Ty Dolla $ign. Just being honest, I'm just being real, bro. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe. Hype my shit up, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
The Scars from the Playground. Stephen A. Smith defends Michael Jordan amid criticism. Let's get into the content, bro. Drop it in the comments.
Him, with some little kid. It happened to be Tyler Reddick's kid, by the way. And Jordan was tickling his leg or what have you, and a lot of people use that as impetus to touch on the inappropriateness involving Michael Jordan. And I'm not going to get into all of that, to be quite honest with you. I'm just going to, because I'm not here to comment on viral clips per se without full context. You got to contextualize these things properly. So let me try to do that for you. It's a kid that Michael Jordan loves like it's his own kid. It's a kid that he's known for years. That's the son of a driver that just won the Daytona 500 for him. It's also a kid that Michael Jordan knows very, very well that if you see footage, if you see pictures, he's holding the kid in his arms, he's walking around playing with them and what have you. It's not the first time he's been seen with the kid, not the second time either. He's very, very familiar with the kid. He knows him. He's got a lot of love for him and his family. And I believe there were adults standing right there. So I'm not here to sit up there and absolve anybody from anything. I'm saying, why would we jump to that conclusion? Why would we do that, particularly when it comes to somebody the likes of Michael Jordan? It's a legitimate question. Perhaps other people would be willing to answer it if they so choose. I'm not going to get into it too much because I think it's a ridiculous subject to tackle. That's just my personal opinion based on the video that I saw. Having said that, we also have to take into consideration camera angles and stuff like that, how things can be distorted. We've got to take that into consideration. We've got to take into consideration the fact that it was just an 8-second clip. And the reality is that emotional misconceptions usually come into play. In a lot of these instances, one could easily argue. Certainly, Michael Jordan would argue that if he was prone to argue over such things. He's the kind of person that's not going to dignify certain things with a response. The utter ridiculousness of it is something that he would just simply and summarily dismiss. And that's something that we have to take into consideration. But when we have to look at ourselves, I think it's important to say this. It's incredibly important to say this. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable. We live in a day and age where it's very, very important to hold people accountable. It's pivotal, actually. But in the process of holding people accountable, it should be based on facts, not feelings. It should be based on what we know, not what we think. And unfortunately, the days and times that we're living in, that's not necessarily the case. One could easily say we should stop acting like a viral moment is a verdict when we should know better. But we know that we're not living in that day and age. And a lot of people are willing to convict one another in the court of public opinion. Call it algorithmic amplification, call it, people jumping to conclusions because it's profitable for them to do so. Call it people just needing to have something to say and finding a way to make sure their voice is heard. That's all cool because it's par for the course in today's day and age. But we also have to understand that you should be very, very hesitant to impugn the integrity of certain people who are as accomplished and who have done as much as Michael Jordan has done. Today is his 63rd birthday. Just won the Daytona 500. Playing around with a kid while his father was standing right there. And that's the kind of conclusion that we jump to. Again, you can understand in this day and age how some people would take things. But I saw the video. It's a non-story in my opinion, based on what I saw. If it was a story, I would have touched it more fervently, especially in the day and age that we're living in. But that's not what I saw. Do I know the man? Yes. Is he a friend? You're damn right he is. But this don't have anything to do with what I saw on video. And it doesn't have anything to do with the bigger message that I'm trying to articulate. And that is a rush to judgment with enjoyment attached to it. Because anything that creates clicks, that ultimately impugns the integrity of individuals, is something that we don't have a hesitancy to do in this day and age. I may not know about it off of an incident like this, but I certainly have been targeted on many, many occasions, and I have no doubt that I will be in the future. All I'm asking us to think about is our own humanity and how fair that is. Not just because of the individual, but also because of what he's accomplished, what he just pulled off, how it's an incredible reason to celebrate it today, which is Black History Month, which, by the way, is also happening on his birthday, his 63rd birthday. Just thought I'd mention that. A lot of people are going to ignore it, or a lot of people are going to go overboard with it. I'm doing neither. I'm simply making the point. Let's work to contextualize stuff properly. And I think I'm qualified to say that because on many, many occasions when I could have gone straight nuclear on certain individuals because of things that they've said, BS that they've spewed, I've refrained because it's not always the best call to make.
This is why you shouldn't try to stick up for everybody, bro, because you just made the matters look worse, bro. Yeah, you just made matters even worse, bro. Why? Everything you're describing is why the rich think they could do whatever the fuck they want. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, when you see the clip of Michael Jordan touching that little boy, it was wrong, bro. It don't matter how cool you are with the boy. That's how it starts, you know what I mean? You're pinching him and you're touching him in a way that you shouldn't be touching him, whether or not the parent notices what's going on or not. I got so much respect for him, I can't call it out. That's how it always happens, bro. What that old nigga gonna put the little young girl on his lap and you think, oh, that's just uncle, that's just uncle. These people are weird, you know what I mean? What has Michael Jordan done? Everything he has accomplished. He played basketball, bro. Yeah, he played basketball. If Mike never became Mike, you wouldn't know him. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. He'd just be another block man that's pinching a little white boy improperly, bro. You can't, that nigga taking up for his friend. Or if it was a story there, we have to learn how to conceptualize it properly. If it was a story there, I'll be talking about it. No, you wouldn't. It's your friend. Not to mention, it's Michael Jordan, nigga. I don't think you'd have a job. You ain't not talking about basketball. Going against Mike, you don't want to go against the grain. Look, drop it in the comments, bro. This ain't about, it's facts over feelings, bro. If that was your kid, would you want a man pinching on his arse? You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem, oh, I was just fixing his waistband. He had ice caught in his shorts. Man, don't play with him like that. You know what I mean? Man, come on, my bro. Come on, bro. Niggas tell niggas that in the hood every day. Nigga, don't play with my boy like that. You know what I mean? You might just talk shit to him. Don't talk to him like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how you protect your seed, bro. You don't want them kids to grow up and think it's okay for somebody to touch you. Look, Stephen A. Smith, shut your ass up. Yeah, you're compromised. Meaning, whatever you say about whatever, it's always going to come out with the, we're not going to say ill intent. It's always going to come out sounding like bullshit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you run for Congress, presidential campaign, all of that type of shit, you're gonna lose, bro. Why? It's just who you are. It's just who you fucking are. A loser, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. Sometimes this nigga talk and you just listen to him and you just realize, man, this nigga here, fugazi, you know what I mean? Real shit, nigga. What was that heat for Michael Jordan, LeBron James when he approached you on that court, nigga? You still the type of nigga that's gonna cry about that. He's gonna cry about that for the next 6-7 months. Maybe even 6-7 years. He's still gonna be talking about, oh, I'm a fan of LeBron, but I don't like him. And shut your mark ass up. Yeah, Jordan was wrong. That's your bottom line. Moral of the story. Jordan was wrong. Drop it in the comments. Cause from the playground, like, share, subscribe, nigga.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Faison Love drags Cat Williams. He say the man is a coked-out homosexual quackhead. Let's get into the content, bro. Drop it in the comments.
Trial for a well-known comedic actor. Faison Love is charged with felony assault. The actor is accused of ripping a credit card reader off a hotel lobby check-in desk last August and throwing it at a clerk. That woman says she suffered a concussion. Prosecutors say Love was angry after a booking he made through a third-party app could not be honored. The hotel clerk does not want to be identified, but she described the incident on the witness stand today during the preliminary hearing.
Mr. Love again was just going off on repeatedly cussing them out. Every other word was a cuss word, and it was getting louder. I then proceeded to say, okay, that's enough. And Mr. Love looked directly at me, pulled the credit card machine off, and threw it at my direction.
Love's defense attorney says that the clerk told police the night of the incident that Love threw the credit card reader between her and another coworker, not directly at the woman. Love pleaded not guilty to the charges. A trial date has now been set for January.
Harrison, thank you. Our other top story tonight, Faison Love is out of jail tonight from a misdemeanor assault charge. A surveillance camera, though, inside the airport captured the whole thing. You can see Love standing right here at the counter, and the valet that he ends up getting in a fight with is right here on the counter. Now, if you take a look, you can see the video here showing what happened just moments after here. The altercation right here, you can see Love is seen throwing the man to the ground, shoving him against a desk. Now, two other employees eventually step in to break up the fight. NBC4 was there earlier today when Love left jail, and he had this to say.
Somebody lost their cool and somebody got taught a lesson.
Now, NBC4's Rick Reitzel has more from Love's attorney.
Look, Fat Faison, he said, man, he said he had a pig named Fat Faison. That's why you mad, fool. Yeah, that's why you mad, because the jokes he said about you really stuck. Let's just be honest. Let's just really be real, Big Worm. But, bro, you got a whole felony assault case, bro, because you booked a hotel through a third-party app and they didn't have no reservations for you. So you ripped the machine out of the wall and you threw it at a woman, fool. So when you say assault, he assaults women. Like, I'm gonna tell you one thing, bro. Everybody already knew who Cat Williams was before today. Before 2026, before that Shannon Sharp interview went to 91 million, nearly 100 million views, everybody already knew who Cat was and what he was allegedly on. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. If you seen Cat a few years ago, he was in a headlock by the 15-year-old, and all type of shit was going on with Cat Williams at the time. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now, him reading 47,000 books, you're adding on to it, bro. Yeah, that man ain't said that. That man just said all he had was books. So all he did was weed. You know what I mean, bro? He's clip forming. Yeah, he's clip forming right now, thinking it's going to bring him back. You know what I mean? I got to say one thing about Fat Faison. He's very entertaining. Now, I get him mixed up with the dude from Fat Beach. I think is that Faison Love on Fat Beach? Big Boy. Yeah, Big Boy that was with Homeboy off of what's that, Three Strikes? Yeah. Homeboy off of Three Strikes. Yeah. And was that Big Boy? He was in the volleyball competition. I get him mixed up. That's who Faison Love is. A nigga that you get mixed up with any other black fat guy, any other black fat bastard. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want about Cat, but I say protect Cat at all costs. Why? Man, Cat got to a point where he had nothing to fucking lose. Nothing to lose, bro. And what did he do? He turned up on him. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. I believe everything he say, bro. One of the funniest stories I got about Cat Williams, bro, is when he say he never been to a Diddy party, but his homeboy, his boy was in charge of the shuttle buses. So all he did was parking lot pimp the whole night. You know what I mean? Watch the shuttle bus leave and come back. He said he knew what the men had done because their shoestrings untied. Look of embarrassment on their face. Not to mention when they drove off, they had their head hanging either out the sunroof or out the top, standing up driving. You know what I mean? Couldn't even sit down. You know what I mean? The man on going to add some theatrics to it, but there's some truth to it. You know, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Anybody going against that, it make us look at you hella fucking weird. Let's just be honest, bro. Fat Faison, you are a liar, and you just want to be like relevant. You know, you just want to be relevant again. Like even when you talk about comedians, so we nobody considers you a comedian like that, fam. Friday, it was a comedy, but it was like a dramatic comedy, bro. Nobody look at you like a stand-up comedian because you were Big Wayne. Big Wayne wasn't even funny, bro. Let's just be honest, man. You could have did so much with the character. Big Wayne wasn't that funny. Yeah, did he have a couple catchy lines? Yeah, nigga, that's how it was rolled. But the nigga Big Wayne himself wasn't that funny. Drop it in the comments. Faison Love, you speak as though you're an A-class, A-list comedian. You're not, nigga. You never even made the D-list. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Squads from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Somebody has got to let this nigga know, and I think I'm the best equipped to do it. Why? I know you, Mr. Fat Beach. Yeah, I know you, Mr. Fat Beach. Yeah, drop it in the comments. A lot of people ain't never even seen Fat Beach, but I have. Drop it in the comments, my nigga. You should be patting me on the motherfucking back. You know what I mean? I don't want to add a boy for it. I just want you to learn to, man, stay in your motherfucking place. You know what I mean? Worry about your assault charge that you're looking at time over. You know what I mean? And what possess you that treat that woman like that. Like, share, subscribe, hype my shit up, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the jail, it gotta be about business.
Back to Scars from the Playground. Danny Boy drags Snoop Dogg. He compares him to Natalie Nunn. I had a whole change of heart about this whole little thing, bro. Let's get into it after the content. Drop it in the comments.
Between both of y'all, because I know at one point both of y'all was real cool and y'all was making records, and I was happy for you, man. And out of nowhere, y'all just started, going at it. You was calling him out. Like, what happened here?
You know, a lot of people, because I even, as I was saying some of the things, it kind of made me kind of back off of it, because, I be getting everybody opinions in my inbox and on the post. And, people don't understand, a lot of people's like, well, he don't owe you nothing and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I just think, out of meeting Snoop again and being faced one-on-one, especially in a time and day, in a space like what we're in. What do I mean by that? All of us had an opportunity to see the Snoop Dogg story where I guess he was kind of messed over by death row, and, he had an opportunity for Master P to come in and help him get his situation right. So it would look like, you would think that the artists that he come in contact with, that he have that opportunity to do that for. You would think that would be some of the things, that he would convey out, that he would push as well, because he know what it's like to be bullshitted over. And, as he told me, in the ending of it, he didn't sign me. I wasn't a part of Death Row. Suge brought me around. And it was a lot of bullshit that he said in the end. But how this started out was, I put out a record with the independent company that I was with. And the record was doing pretty cool. The song, This Song, and it did number 10 on the Billboard. And I was grateful. I was having an opportunity to have some movement, and people were able to hear me for music, not just talking and doing interviews or, just some of the little shows that I was doing. I was being able to do exactly what I love doing, and that's singing. And my shit started moving up the charts. And out of nowhere, Snoop hit me up. I didn't go looking for Snoop at all. And his conversation to me when he hit me up is he didn't wait. It wasn't this person that put him with me or this person that put me with him. It was God that brought this opportunity together. And he said how gifted I was, and, he just wanted to be able to take my stuff to the next level. And you doing good, we got to get together. And, he just started saying just selling a lot of stuff to me. And I'm listening to it because, again, this is a person that I've been on here talking about, Snoop. You know what I'm saying? But just the nostalgia of being able to go back and be around Death Row and, get some of those good records out and have somebody like a Snoop Dogg, so you would think, behind the records that you're doing, because I'm doing records without him. You know what I mean? And shout out to Toxic, and I'm doing these records, and he contacted me, and he's selling me all this bullshit. And after I got with him, we got together, we did some recording, and we did the recording, and we put the video out, one of the, smoking songs, and then we did the video, and then we did a song that he helped me put out. But when he gave me the agreement, I waited a little while, and, he was telling me in the interim of it, I'm going to make sure behind closed doors, motherfuckers know that I fuck with you. I'm going to make sure that you straight. You know what I mean? Because when I went to him, I was honest with him. I'm with an independent label, the deal finna end. You know what I mean? So with the deal ended, that mean the bread finna run out from what I'm putting into this record, what we putting into radio. That budget ain't going to be no more. And at this time, my deal was going to end with them, and these people were going to give me, I asked them for $75,000 to sign my project again. And they agreed to give me $50,000 to sign me again to do another record. And I got to be honest, it wasn't really nothing really wrong with my situation. There were some things that I didn't like, but we were doing pretty good and moving forward. And, now this nigga come in, or this creep come in, and he started telling me, oh, I'm going to do this. And, we got together, and when we did the video, he give me this Death Row chain. I get back to the west side of Chicago. I'm excited because I'm getting the opportunity, you know what I mean? Hopefully this is the spotlight that I need to get on the stage that I'm trying to get to. You know, and as everybody say, Uncle Snoop, you know, I definitely don't refer to him as no damn uncle. Like maybe I should, because there's a few uncles that I don't like. Maybe he's one of them. And so he offered me, you know, he give me this chain, I put it on, and I'm living in the middle of the hood. Nice spot, but I'm in the hood where it go down at with this death row chain on. It's heavy, it's diamonds on it. You know what I mean? And so I'm, you know, I got my piece in my pocket, my fingers, you know, I'm protecting myself, and I'm walking through here, and you know, and within all of that time, Snoop sent me an agreement. You know, I'm thinking we're going to get an opportunity because I sent him a record. I sent him about 12 to, I got a new album done, and I sent him a mixed album. And you know, man, it's fire. We're going to put this shit out. You know, let's make this happen. And shit, he gave me a contract, and the offer that he gave me was $10,000. He offered me $10,000, and then after offering me $10,000, when I looked in the agreement, you know, because I'm looking at it and my attorney looking at it at the same time, and I don't know if he think that I'm like one of these artists that don't, like I got off of Death Row Records from studying the damn contract. And he put this contract in front of me for a $10,000 advance for 2 singles, right? For 2 singles. And I'm in a group text with him and his A&Rs, and I sent a text because he told me to keep them abreast of what they send. So I sent a text in a group chat, and I told them that I was perplexed. What I was perplexed about? I was perplexed about the money that he offered me. What did you offer me $10,000 for? I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but like $10,000? Then we look further in the agreement. The contract was going to keep me 7 years exclusively to him, meaning I couldn't do nothing else. So I'm going to shut my shit down for you for 7 years for $10,000. The fuck I look like a smoker? And I'm trying to, and Snoop sent a nasty text back like, cuz you not on death row. What I did for you, I did out of love trying to help you. I got in your video, I charged for that. I got on a song with you, I charged for that. So recognize a blessing when you see it. That's what he sent me. So my management team, they got to calm me down, because I'm finna, if I'd have been in front of him and he said that to me, let me explain to you what would have happened. Those big guys that you see with him, they probably would have beat my brains out because I would have slapped the shit out of Snoop. Because you talking to me for like we men. I'm a man that didn't even bother. I'm a man that I ain't call that nigga. Like we too grown to like play games with each other. And at the end of the text that he sent me, you know, when he sent me that text, I held myself back. So my team like, man, just don't say nothing, D. This could be a great opportunity. I'm quiet. And he said something else smart to me, like about a week or so later. Like, cause we agreed, we agreed to do the 2 singles, cause I'm thinking we're gonna do a record deal, put out an album. And he told me, I'm gonna help you put money behind the radio, and you know, he started telling me all these things. And shit, no man, he offered that $10,000, and I agreed to doing the $10,000 for the 2 singles. My team like, we need this special kind of fool, and we put the other song out, and So High and Special Kind of Fool is the songs that we put out. He offered the $10,000. After I signed the agreement, my lawyer took out all of the other stuff of keeping me exclusive. His lawyer sent back and said, we made a mistake. Danny portion is $7,000 because the producers have to be paid. Snoop producers got to be paid. So ultimately I made $7,000. I needed it because you fucked up what I had going on. I had at least $50,000. The lady's ready to sign me again. So when a person asks me why I'm so upset, or why was I upset? Because I ain't upset now because, man, I keep telling people, I don't give a damn what you have. I don't give a damn who you are. Karma hit back. So you always get it. You're going to get back what you put out. And I don't care. You can be a person with so much money. Money don't bring happiness. Like with me, you're going to go through something. That don't mean I'm not a threat. You're going to have a spiritual battle with me because I'm not fucking with you. You mess with my gift. You mess with my music. And in the midst of this, I'm checking everything out. I'm going to go get this chain clean. Snoop took this off his neck and put it on my neck in the So High video. And I went to go get the chain cleaned, and I'm like, shit. The person I took it to was like, shit, you want to clean it? He's like, what's this? I'm like, what you mean, what's this? Man, I don't know if I should have thought if it was real or not, right? But shit, like even the little fake shit that I wear, it's. I mean, let's not even say cubic. What's the other ones that you wear? This most Morrisonite. Like this ain't shit. This shit ain't worth shit. So not only did you fuck with me while I had shit going on, you kind of put me in danger. Because where I was living, a nigga would have thought this was worth something. But I don't think he considered that. He just wanted to look like, just like what he do with everybody else. I'm going to pass out all these motherfuckers. What is this, a fucking baddies chain? I'm not no motherfucking baddie, nigga. A fucking Natalie Nunn ass nigga. If I wanted a chain, by this time I would have saved up and got one. I damn near lose all of them when I get them. And I sure enough can afford a Morrisonite chain. You put this shit out on me, you give me this shit, put this on my neck, I'm going back. You're doing all this shit on the internet to be the clown that he is on the internet, to make it look like he's this good guy. But everybody that talk about him, y'all ain't hearing good story. What? Give me a good story about him outside his ass running in the Olympics. Or whatever he's doing with the Olympics of being on a fucking cake box or some shit. All that nigga talked to me about when we talked was God. I'm really thinking like, damn, that's cool. Man, get your ass out of here. You reap what you sow, man.
First of all, fam, let's not forget, bro. You could talk about this whole independent deal that you had going for the 50,000, all that other type of shit, nigga. You were frying chicken. Yeah, come on, my nigga. You were singing while you were frying the chicken, and the crew was enjoying it. Let's just call it what it is. But to make it like you had this, that, and the other going on, you didn't, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Danny boy, you know what I mean? Look, for you to get in the industry for the second time, you know what I mean, and get fucked over, bro, that ain't on Snoop. Yeah, they ain't on Snoop. He's like, oh, that man always talks about God. He's supposed to, but you thinking you gonna find God in the music business, and you're not, fam. You're not. It ain't personal. It just business. You're 10,000, nigga. I asked the going rate for you. How much did you think he was gonna really recoup off of that, bro? That was an advance. You know what I mean? Meaning, you hit that studio and you make that fire music, you could probably earn a little something. You know what I mean? A nigga tried to give you a chance now. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I talk about Cuz a lot. Yeah, I talk about Cuz a lot because I call him a snake, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? I even say, if the Kim Porter book is right, she found jizz on his back. Yeah, Diddy's jizz. You know what I mean? Yeah, say all that shit about Snoop. But what you ain't gonna do is make it and tell him something that it's not. He gave me a baddest chain. No. You accepted a fake baddest chain, a Moissanite chain. This is how the game played, bruh. It's magic. Make you think it's this when it's really that. If you catch it, you're good. If you're not, you're fucked. Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. Drop it in the comments. Like, Danny boy, bro, like, Cud done done a lot of wrong. But Cud has done a lot of good, too. You can't drag him for everything he's done. You know what I mean? Or hasn't done. How much did you think you were gonna make, nigga? The nigga gave you $10,000 to not stop frying chicken. You could have kept frying chicken now, cause 10,000 ain't enough to quit your motherfucking job. That's what you did. You thought that your trip around the sun this time was gonna be so lucrative that you stopped frying chicken, y'all. I'm gone. Snoop done got me, y'all. Yeah, Snoop done signed me again, y'all. I'm back death row. And the nigga chew you up on, and you didn't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Running your mind. You know what I mean? It's more tonight. It's more tonight. Is it gold behind that moissanite? Is it made of steel? Like, you gotta say more than just, it's moissanite. You're talking about the stones. You're not talking about what it's made of. And drop it in the comments, bro. And Danny boy, man, say that shit. You say that shit, bro. This is why you're gonna do your interviews one time. Yeah, nigga, a nigga just wanna hear you talk about that shit one time, bro. But to go on record to keep talking about it, man, come on, that's corny, nigga. And you will never make it in the music industry with that attitude. You gonna graduate in that red shirt, boy. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace. Hype my shit up before you leave.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.